English teacher is charged tonight with 5 felony counts of having sex with students.
Arlington police say the sex parties were happening off campus at the teacher's house. Fox 4's Laurie Berger live now in our Fort Worth newsroom with the details. Laurie.
Well, the arrest affidavit spells out in explicit detail what is said to have happened. In it, 2 of the 5 alleged victims say they repeatedly had sex with their teacher.
It kind of spread really fast.
Samantha Rhodes says it's been the talk of Kennedale High School since last week. Rumors that English teacher Brittney Callups was having sex with students. This morning, the 27-year-old turned herself in on 5 felony counts of having an inappropriate teacher-student relationship.
There were 5 students at the house, and that each of them claimed to have had sexual intercourse with the teacher during that time also.
In one day?
In the same session.
The arrest warrant affidavit says the 5 teenagers, all 18 and older, gathered at Callups' Arlington home on several occasions in March and April to have group sex with the English teacher, Army wife, and mother of 3.
I think it's really weird, like, it's gross.
Arlington police say the young men's stories matched and that investigators found texts, explicit pictures, even video of sex acts on the teenagers' phones. Callups is suspended with pay from her job. Today, the Kennedale ISD released a statement for parents which says, "Please know that the safety and security of your child and all Kennedale ISD students is extremely important. As the alleged acts occurred off campus, once Kennedale ISD personnel were put on notice, immediate action was taken." Callups' attorney says he hopes people reserve judgment.
A married high school art teacher has been arrested after being accused of having sex with 4 of her students. According to a filing in Craighead County Circuit Court, 25-year-old Jessie Lorene Goline faces 1 count of first-degree sexual assault. The Arkansas Democrat-Gazette reports she confessed having sex with a student who she says she believed to be 18, but later found out he was way younger than what he had told her. Goline admitted to school officials at both the Marktree and the East Poinsett County School Districts. The sexual relations with the 4 students took place between January and April of 2016. The students said Goline would send them text messages that became sexual over time, including sending a photo of herself in a thong to one of them.
Now to our other big story. Now there are two Destrehan teachers accused of having sex with a student. And we get the latest on that live from WGNO News anchor Vanessa Bolano.
32-year-old Shelley Dufresne and 24-year-old Rachel Respis, 2 Destrehan High English teachers, are now facing felony charges out of Jefferson Parish. Kenner Police Chief Michael Glazer now saying the 2 met with a Destrehan High student after a football game on September 12th and then drove to Respis's Kenner apartment where the 3 had sex simultaneously that lasted until the early morning hours of the 13th.
And then you have an educator that's, I guess, the responsibility is the safety and education of children. And when it goes outside those lines, I do believe the community should be outraged.
The student, who authorities say is a junior at Destrehan High, is now 17 but was 16 when the alleged relationships began. Former students telling us the 3 had been hot and heavy for some time, meeting for sex multiple times, and documenting some of their encounters on video.
This Rachel Respis was an English teacher of the victim last school year. So she did have some type of contact and knew him. Shelley Dufresne is his current teacher.
For Shelley Dufresne, this is her 2nd trip to jail in 1 week. She's also facing charges out of St. Charles Parish, where authorities believe the relationship continued. According to Dufresne's Destrehan High profile, she's an LSU and Destrehan High alum, graduating from DHS in 2000. She was currently starting her 10th year as a teacher and reveals she's married with 3 young children and is the daughter of St. Charles Parish Judge Emile St. Pierre. Rachel Respis's profile shows she was starting her 2nd year at DHS and is also an LSU and Destrehan High alum, graduating from high school in 2008. Chief Glazer saying it's an unfortunate incident but not surprising.
Nothing surprises me anymore, really. But I do believe it's lack of a better judgment. You know, they should have known better.
Now, the two turned themselves into Kenner authorities earlier today. As of now, Shelley Dufresne has bonded out. At last check, Rachel Respis is still in custody here behind me in Gretna. Now, at this time, authorities are looking for that video evidence. They're combing through cell phones. They're also looking for anyone who has any more information on the exact relationship and in exactly what was going on. Reporting live tonight from Gretna, Vanessa Bolano. Susan, back to you.
Oh, Vanessa, I think now that the doors have opened on this case, there's going to be a lot more to come out. Thank you.
New at 5, a crime we hear about far too often. Another local teacher is under arrest accused of having sex with a student. The teacher in this case worked at Brazosport High School in Freeport.
Police started investigating the teacher after rumors started spreading about what happened at an after-prom party.
Armani Basu has more from Freeport with that story.
25-year-old Nikki Sherwitz is a mother and a wife. She was also a 10th grade English teacher at Brazosport High School in Freeport for about 9 months, but not anymore.
She would walk the students to class and everything. She did a lot of bad stuff.
I think it's very nasty and pitiful.
Freeport police say Sherwitz had a sexual relationship with a 10th grade student.
Basically, messages flirting with the student. Flirtatious text messaging, then led into photos being sent back and forth.
Police say it had been going on for a few weeks. They were tipped off by this after she allegedly showed up to an after-prom party on April 20th at this house.
She was wearing no shoes when she showed up. She was like a cut-off shirt and everything.
Students were even stunned by her presence at the house.
Telling her to leave and she wouldn't leave, so.
I believe one of the students there actually told her that it wasn't right for her to be there and asked her to leave.
And was she drinking with them? What was she doing?
We have information that she was consuming alcohol.
She lost her job and everything. For something like that, that's just plain stupid, like. And then get a student involved too, like she kind of ruined his reputation too.
Now, to be clear, Sherwitz resigned from her position and she was able to post that $50,000 bond. We also asked officers, where is her young son? We're told that the father and the wife, Sherwitz, they have been separated and that little boy is with the father. For now, we are live in Freeport. Malini Basu, KHOU 11 News.
Good evening, all new at 6 tonight. A trusted Collier County teacher and coach resigned after he admitted to kissing a student.
Robert Baker taught at Laley High School. Only NBC2's Brian Anderson uncovered this scandal. And Brian, Baker was working in the classroom, right?
Peter, he was. We found out Baker was a math teacher here at Laley High School. He was also a volleyball coach. Now he's neither, and we spent all day digging for answers. Parents trusted him with their children. His students depended on him to learn math and volleyball. But it's what someone reported outside the classroom and off the court that has all the attention on Robert Baker.
It's pretty disturbing, really, have that at a area where we're supposed to learn and everything.
The end of the former Laley High School algebra teacher and coach's career in the Collier County School District started with a rampant rumor around campus. It involved Baker and one of his female volleyball players. She's only 16.
You heard it everywhere, actually.
Collier County Sheriff's investigators say in late April, a student reported the rumor to volleyball coach Lindsey Hardley. The incident report says when Hardley questioned Baker, he told her, quote, he may have crossed the line and needed to back off. After Hardley confronted him again, the report says he admitted to kissing the teen within the past month. The student told deputies it happened at the beach, that they both realized it was wrong and nothing else occurred.
No, I mean, if you're around kids all day, you shouldn't really, parents trust them to go to practice every day and nothing's going to happen.
NBC2 met Baker a year ago this week. He invited us into his algebra class for our report on new technology in the classroom.
If there's ways to build it in, let's build it in. And there are ways, effective ways. I only get 49 minutes. And if the first 10 and the last 10 they're not engaged, then I'm out of time.
Now he's out of a job. The school district tells us Baker quit in May, weeks before the end of the school year. The sheriff's office incident report says he, quote, lawyered up and refused a sworn statement. School district officials say Baker's resignation was voluntary.
I mean, he probably had no choice, really, because, I mean, he got caught.
Investigators say since the kiss appeared to be consensual, there was no crime, hence no arrest and no charges. As of right now, Baker has not yet returned our call. Now, earlier this afternoon when we went to the teen's house, her stepfather answered the door, but he refused to comment on camera. He told us this whole incident has been blown out of proportion. We're live outside Lely High School. Brian Anderson, NBC2.
We begin with what may be a real-life version of bad teacher. Criminal charges are being filed against an Aldine ISD middle school teacher.
Larry Seward is live downtown with an update on the school scandal. And Larry, this is extremely disturbing allegations here.
Ron, they are. Felicia Smith faces one felony charge, improper relationship with a student. She is not in jail this noon. In fact, we saw her inside this court a couple of hours ago.
Do you want to say anything to your students, to the parents?
No comment.
Well, that's a snippet of our exchange with Felicia Smith on her way out of the courtroom. She gave us only those two words that you just heard there, no comment. Smith showed up without any family or even a lawyer. Authorities say this 42-year-old Stovall Middle School teacher admits giving a student a lap dance in class. This happened February 26th, the 15-year-old boy's birthday. According to probable cause, she called the boy to sit near her desk that day, played music. Aldine ISD police describe what happened next as a 3-minute, 54-second full contact lap dance. They say Smith groped the boy, then hugged him, saying, "I love you, baby. Happy birthday." Smith told investigators the kids in class convinced her to do it. In a statement this afternoon, Aldine ISD told us Smith was removed from campus when police began investigating this 2 weeks ago. She is currently on leave pending the outcome of that investigation. Still, parents we talked with call these allegations troubling.
On a student? No, that's not right. She needs to get it together and go somewhere else. She's a grown lady. Go somewhere else and do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to expose my students, my kids to know stuff like that. No. Yeah, that stuff belongs with adults and it needs to stay with adults.
I don't know all the facts, so I'm not going to pass any judgments yet. I will be paying attention to the story to see what happened, get the facts.
Well, it's not clear at this point who reported this incident to Aldine ISD police, but this much prosecutors say is clear. They say they have video of the entire lap dance recorded by someone in that classroom. Again, Felicia Smith out on bond this noon. We're live downtown. Larry Seward, KHOU, 11 Noon.
Police released shocking surveillance video of a teacher kissing a student. 28-year-old Brian Kornbluth was arrested on battery charges back in February for the incident. He was a fourth-grade teacher at a charter school in Boca Raton, Florida. Cops say the principal had a surveillance camera in the classroom positioned to face Kornbluth's desk after another teacher reported he was acting suspiciously. Police say the camera caught him kissing a 10-year-old male student on the lips. The victim's sister told police she and her brother went to the classroom to get gummy bears from Kornbluth. He pled guilty to 1 count of battery. Kornbluth's lawyer reportedly said he was sentenced to a year of probation with early termination at 9 months. She also reportedly said while he isn't teaching now, he plans to continue his career as an educator.
A South Florida teacher accused of crossing the line involving a young student, but this is far from an open and shut case. The teacher is saying, not so fast.
7's Vanessa Medina is live at the school in Boca Raton to explain what happened. Vanessa.
That's right. This is Somerset Academy that you see behind me. They're without a fourth-grade teacher after he was accused of kissing a 10-year-old boy. However, according to his attorney, that teacher and the boy and the family had a relationship. He was a caretaker, a babysitter to this family, and he loved those children, according to his attorney. If we can go to video that was shot. This is video from Brian Kornbluth's classroom. It shows the 29-year-old teacher talking to the student back in February. Then the 10-year-old hugs him and they kiss on the lips. According to the teacher's attorney, Kornbluth was very close to the child. He was also very close to the child's sister and was best friends with the mother of these two children. He was a caretaker and cared for these two children for more than a year. She says her client would never inappropriately do anything to harm the children. The student initially denied the exchange. Kornbluth pled guilty to 1 count of simple battery. According to his attorney, he did not want the children to have to testify and go to court and have that trauma on the children. Now, adjudication was withheld, so he was not convicted of the criminal offense. Now, part of this plea deal is that he was placed on probation. He was placed on probation for a year, but after 9 months, he can go ahead and that probation can end at that time after a period of 9 months. But again, according to his attorney, after a year, 12 months from now, he can get this expunged from his record, so it won't come up in the state of Florida at all. He can continue to teach